When someone contacts our office concerning a family violence charge, their emotional state is usually through the roof. Family violence charges specifically, this is some kind of an emotional explosion that had occurred, and that's always the incident. We're talking about the allegation of violence between two family members. Assault family violence specifically is, it's not always husband and wife. It can be a wide variety of things, but it's always emotionally driven. So the number one thing that we need to do whenever someone contacts Deandra Grant Law is we need to get that stress level lowered so we can understand and go through chronologically what happened so we're able to effectively defend them. Family violence charges are serious and very specific to the facts of the case. Probably the biggest mistake I see when people have family violence charges in Texas, the number one is their interaction with law enforcement. Law enforcement that's called out on any type of domestic call, they only have so many tools in their toolbox. They have force, right? They can use a gun or a taser or some type of force. Nobody wants that. Or they can use handcuffs. And law enforcement was never there during the actual allegations, so they're going to be taking statements from everybody who is present, and it's usually the two people that were involved. And once they start discussing things with law enforcement without having representation, the police officer is almost always going to make an arrest because there's no other tools that they have to make sure that there's not going to be any other issue, at least that night. The second biggest thing that people make mistakes on with assault family violence charges is they almost immediately want to have interaction with the person that was involved in this charge against them. That is a big mistake because there's always bond conditions to keep two people away from each other. It makes sense when you're talking about bond conditions, if you think about this rationally, the presumption is that you're innocent. However, they have to keep, the idea from the courts is how do we keep society safe? And there's only one way until this case is resolved to make sure that there's not additional violence or the additional allegations of violence. And that usually means some type of emergency protective order or bond conditions that say that they're not to have any contact. But because it's family, because it's emotionally charged, people often disregard this, and this causes additional charges or violations of their bond that puts them back in jail. So if you have any questions about family violence charges or any criminal charges for that matter, call Deandra Grant Law. We provide a free consultation, and we'll be able to go through the facts of the case with you and provide you with a lot more information.